Hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel. This is the week 5 update for my Alpine Pond Revisited Ecosphere, and in this video, I'm just going to be covering most of what I saw, that of which hasn't been much different from the prior weeks. I'd say that at this point, the ecosphere is actually declining slightly. However, there's definitely more of an algae presence and debris or sediment building, as I'll explain later. Overall, the microorganisms I'm spotting are a couple of didymiums, hydra, worms, and whatnot. Here, however, I think it's pretty clear to see that the algae that I mentioned earlier, I believe it's string algae, is definitely growing a stronger film around a lot of the organic and plant matter within the actual ecosphere itself. This kind of harkens back to the first sample where, after the first 4 or so weeks, we saw a lot of algae buildup. And that kind of was also the decline of the ecosphere because it choked out the ecosphere, took out all the oxygen from the microorganisms, and kind of just prevented them from surviving. So that's slightly worrying here. I'm not really sure how to prevent the spread of algae, at least in this ecosphere, due to the fact that it seems to be on everything and growing super rapidly. Even some of the microorganisms seem to be attached to this organic plant matter. Here, I believe that looks slightly like a Daphnia. I believe it might be feeding on the algae actually. So there might be a sort of symbiotic relationship in that sense. Other than that, I spotted, as I mentioned earlier, a couple of didymiums, but there's definitely less than before, which is, again, concerning, and I contribute that to the growth in algae, which would take away oxygen, as mentioned beforehand. I would say that it's really concerning seeing just how little microorganism diversity there is compared to the first sample I got from Alpine Pond. You see a ton of interactions between the microorganisms, and there'd be a lot more worms as well, but here, you just really don't see that at all. And once again, there's a ton of algae buildup, even on the actual glass of the ecosphere itself. As seen here, this is kind of just a still shot, just showing how there's not much water flow or any action really within the actual ecosphere itself. I have to really search for the microorganisms, and it's pretty desolate. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and be sure to look out for more videos.